Holy crap! You
Oh
are
yeah, last
creepy
time we
as
took
Zombies
Goose.
are coming. The zombies are coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing a one shot.
We're doing a one
Forgot
shot
about
today. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I keep hitting my mic today.
The zombies are coming.
After I made my purse, I'll never do that again.
Yeah. Was there a lot of sewing or just lots of?
Well, there was sewing, so it's like I had to get inside the bag, do the top.
Good times.
I'm going forward. I'll just go without a bag. That's what it's already made.
All right, welcome in everybody to our D&D stream. We've missed you. It's been a little bit of time. We've all been on a little bit of breaks. We'll go through our usual announcements and updates real quick. First thing, all streams for 2024 are Extra Life streams, so you click that link, donate to Extra Life. You can be awesome like Shebe or Hemi. Hopefully this week, Tuesday through Friday, I'll be back to my normal streaming. We'll see. We've been doing a lot of getting ready for the upcoming Big River Steampunk Festival, where we will all be at. So there will not be a D&D stream next Sunday, as we will all be decked out in our finest steampunk wear and enjoying Hannibal, Missouri. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Hopefully the weather holds off. It drops down. I've been keeping a monitor on it. They're saying it's supposed to be about 86 degrees Saturday when we get there. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah, it's like 100 there.
No, it's supposed to be 100 in Hannibal tomorrow, and Tuesday it's supposed to be like 99. It's supposed to be almost 100 here tomorrow.
Jesus.
Yeah. The next 2 days are supposed to be horrible here where we are. So it's time for all my UK viewers to go, oh, your heat's not that bad. Fuck off. Like, seriously, there's a huge internet debate where they're like, oh, UK heat's worse than American heat because we have air conditioners here in America. But here's the thing. We set our air conditioners to like 75 to 65, which, talking to many UK people, is deadly heat to them. Like, Stratman would die. He straight out told me he would just die if it got 75 degrees. So.
Yep.
Any update on your streams, Az?
Absolutely not.
I kind of figured that, but I'm always going to ask so you can plug your stream during it.
Yeah, got some lofty goals that have they're just not panning out. So.
Oh, I feel you. I'm working on a little secret project right now, so it's kind of been cutting into my time. Hopefully, during September, I will be making a very large announcement for streams and for what might be the future of our D&D campaign. So, but that will be in the works. And
I didn't even know about
no, there's literally only one person knows what I'm doing, and that's me. So I'm keeping it very close to the chest. I don't want anyone knowing what's going on, because if it doesn't pan out, I don't want to be like, fuck it. But it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. I've really been devoted to this. You're gonna get a small sample of it today with today's one shot. So, for our viewers, today we are doing a one shot. We are stepping away from our normal campaign. We were supposed to have Cody joining us, but he has some personal issues that are not allowing him to. So maybe next time. But for those of you who have seen some of our one shots, you know, and you can tell by the map already being shown, it is more likely going to take place starting at the crossroad ends. Now, how you guys get there, we'll discuss in a minute. So, in fact, let's go ahead and let's see here. Make sure I got everything before we start. Now, wait until we do that. Okay. I got lots of things going in my head. One other announcement. So September is coming up. There is a special giveaway I wanted to announce for September. If anyone becomes a subscriber, with the exception of Shebe, and that's renewing using your Amazon Prime free subscription or your new subscriber during the month of September, during the D&D streams. It has to be during the D&D streams. Your name will get entered into a drawing, and we are going to give you, the winner, one of our sets of D&D dice. We have many sets. We're going to pick out one, me and Shebe. It'll come from my collection, not yours. We are gonna send you a set of D&D dice. I will autograph those dice. Shebe will probably be able to autograph them too if you want her to. Unfortunately, Deanaz won't be there. Unless, hey, maybe I'll bring a set with that we can go ahead and just sign in advance, and then we could do it for whoever does it. But that way, we're going to send you guys out a set of dice from us. They are dice that have been used. I will make sure they are used at least once in our campaign. So that way, if they're really shitty dice, I will make sure to send them to you. I just realized that my trap.
Can I donate a couple ones to that?
Yeah. Maybe start a pool or something.
D's like, I got a pile. I do have to grab. I packed the DM dice when we went to Gen Con.
They can stay in there.
We meet up this coming Saturday at the Steampunk Festival. You guys will see me having this little red bag. Okay, this is the bag for the DM dice. I always take these with me whenever we leave. So it has the bare necessities required for rolling a D&D game, including just enough to roll a new character sheet. But it also has the 2 D20s that Shebe hates, which just rolled a 15 and a 16. Those are the dice that I use, and one of them likes to roll high every time. I've checked them; they're not weighted, but they are amazingly evil little dice, and I love them. All right. So as I said, you guys have get my notes out here.
I just read about this yesterday. So D&D's coming out with their new edition in September. D&D 2024 or whatever.
Yes.
If you use D&D Beyond, they're going to retrograde all their spells and magic items to link to the new edition.
Yep.
So if you use that for spells like I do, you're gonna have to,
you have to make a homebrew tab and move them all to your homebrew list, or you will lose them.
Yep.
That, which I know you use it, but I do not use D&D Beyond. I am sorry, I am against D&D Beyond.
I like the convenience of it, but now that this is taking effect, I will be turning everything back to pen and paper probably today.
Just with
The card.
Yeah, I've got my cards too. I actually pulled them all out today.
Nice.
one of my biggest griefs with D&D Beyond and Wizards of the Coast in general on this, if I buy from D&D Beyond the player's handbook, get it mailed to me, cool, I have a physical copy. I should be given an option for $5 to download a PDF also. That way I can take it, like, let's say we decide to do a quick play while we're all together in the hotel this coming weekend. I don't have to lug my fucking book collection with me. I have a PDF collection on my phone or on my tablet. And you don't get that option. And even though I have bought the books physically, they don't count digitally. So when I go to make a character, I don't get to use Tasha's Cauldron. I don't get to use Xanther's Guide to Everything because I've bought a physical copy. And I think they should give you a little QR code with every physical purchase that's a one-time use. You now have that in your digital library.
Especially because they're trying to make this new edition like their online edition, and they're still not they're not uniting the two worlds. So
And
I'm trying to get another $60 out of everybody.
Yeah.
I did watch, and I will post a link in Discord. Me and Chebe watched it. So it was both Asterion and Karlak, and then the guy Brennan from Roll 20,
Yeah.
and then famous actress. They all got together for a D&D game at a convention, and they showcased the new digital playground that they use.
Right.
So, yeah, but instead of it just being like how like the maps I'm going to be pulling out today, or what we plan on doing once we finally ever get that basement done, this was imagine your characters in Baldur's Gate, and you kind of move them, and I thought they were kind of cheesy effects for the spell casting. But they're trying to really get away from minis, from physical dice, from pen and paper. I mean, and that is what this game is about. I mean, D&D was literally, when I started playing it, we used pennies and buttons and whatever we had to mark things. And, I'm all for getting...
counters.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying is, D&D was not about being like this cool technological thing. And though there are some cool things, like I do like the idea of being able to have my maps on a TV screen. But I don't want you guys to lose your imagination of this is what it all looks like, and this is what these look like, and then pulling out a cool mini that you guys have never seen this monster before. Holy shit, it's in front of you. Because the digital ones look like shit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, it forces an image upon you. Whereas, if you wanted to make the monster look a little different based off of the campaign you're running, you can't do that in a digital environment unless you're a fucking artist, and then you could make your
Well,
own
no, that's just it. You can't upload your own. They do have a customize your character option, apparently, but the monsters are generic from the handbooks. So yeah, exactly.
3 or 4 programs out there that do it 100% free and better than whatever they're proposing.
And that's just it. As far as I know, this is also part of you have to pay a monthly subscription to do that. So
It's all fucking Hasbro, just ruining shit.
yeah, and that's why I will not be upgrading us to the new D&D rules, the new D&D stats, none of that. 5th edition's where we tap out, we keep homebrewing it with our old stuff.
Yeah,
because
it's
no.
too much money to upgrade now. For something that doesn't, it just changes it very lightly from what I've read. So.
It changes very lightly, but they're all, when they're saying they're going to get rid of certain spells like completely and stuff, they're basically going to wipe out Tasha's Cauldron, Xanthir's Guide, Mordecaine's Monsters. I mean, all those books are now obsolete. Those books were not cheap.
They're getting rid of half races, so no more half orcs or half elves. Like what?
Okay,
that's the bulk of your characters in this fucking game.
Right.
So they're getting rid of the term race altogether.
Right.
Everything is now a species. Okay. And they're trying to do it for political correct reasons, which I understand, but I think they're doing about it the wrong way because no one identifies an orc as any real life human race. Okay, I don't picture any human race when I see an orc. When I think an orc, I see a very large, angry green creature. Okay, greenish gray skin.
Why is it gotta be green zombie? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Olive. He could be.
You know what I'm saying.
Olive.
With my color blindness, olive is green. So fuck off.
He said green gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying is, I have never looked at a D&D race and found this comparison in the real world, and I don't know why they think anyone does. And if you do, you're an asshole. I'm sorry. I mean, this is a fantasy fucking world. This is a world where you guys are going to walk through fire and not die instantly? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a place where, Tercel gets to have threesomes with redhead barmaids.
That's right.
Regularly.
Even.
Yes.
How unbelievable is that?
It's not unbelievable. It's just improbable that it would happen as many times as it has happened.
Right.
Unless there's something you're not telling us there.
No,
Which
no,
that's-
God, no.
That look on his face is like, motherfucking, you better not be.
I will fuck you up.
You ain't one to speak, but sleeps with the bard every time she gets a chance.
Right. And then she wasn't a monk, she was a rogue the whole time.
I'm thinking you're both bards at this point. But no, yeah, I will not be doing anything with the new D&D update at all. I have seen nothing in it that makes me want to upgrade. I see no reason to. It makes me want to push more into homebrew and almost more into Pathfinder because of the changes and things they are forcing on you.
Right. Because it just smells like money. It doesn't look like they've given you any incentive to do anything other than hey, buy some more stuff. Like
Yeah.
that just stinks.
Well, and one group I'm in, they discussed this actually, and one guy put it out the best. So all these concepts for this new D&D came from playtesting. But who did they ask to playtest? Did they ask people like me, who has a vast knowledge of D&D, or my players who play it a lot? No, they asked weekend tabletoppers. Someone who went to a convention and sat down and played D&D once, maybe twice. They asked them where the changes should come from. They had these little at convention things where they could fill out a card after playing their D&D game. What would you change? And that's what they did. They didn't ask all of us who love D&D, who actually use it as, it's part of our lives.
It's a subscription tactic, so they're trying to get as many people in the door as possible. So they're making character creation fucking butter easy. Like, just get them in the door. They'll have to buy all the shit, and then if they never play it again, whatever, we still got our $120.
Exactly. And at the same time, though, they're alienating the core players, the people who have been there. Like I said, I started playing like 83, 84. So it's been like 30 years, 40 years. I'm old.
Best case scenario, like all of us just stick with what we got, 5.0, and that's fine. Worst case scenario for them, we jump ship. We go Pathfinder. We go to some of the new D20 systems that are coming out, like right now.
Oh,
And
trust
they
me.
lose customers for the rest of their lives. Like,
Being at Gen Con, I saw many, not just D20 systems, but other systems that people are releasing. I do have that. I will be bringing it for you as the Final Fantasy tabletop version.
or like what was it, that Fallout that had all that terrain that you showed? That looks
Well,
fucking
and that's it.
amazing.
I have the Fallout book that was released 10 years ago. Someone did the tabletop RPG, and I don't know if it's been evolved since then, because we looked into it. It was pretty cool, but you got to really be a fan of Fallout to want to get it. But yeah, all that train, someone made that for the tabletop. I mean, there was Nuketown, there was everything. It was amazing. But like even there's a Dead by Daylight tabletop game coming out.
I saw that picture.
And that was really cool. I mean, that wasn't a very D20 stream, but I'm saying is there are so many systems we saw at Gen Con coming out and new ideas and new concepts that, yeah, people can walk away from Wizards of the Coast and still use everything they already own to play a different system.
Yeah.
So
Easily.
I picked up a book for him, and just like the board with a whole new, like D&D, but it was not D20.
no.
It's like they've got like a D30 or something.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole new way to play.
Yeah.
It was an interesting read. Like I know the first part of it, but
There's a lot to that system and it is complicated, but again, that's just really proving what I'm saying is that there are so many other systems out there that Wizards of the Coast is going to realize that, holy shit, we alienated the people who actually would buy our products, actually loved our stuff by going this complete wrong way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the fact that they're doing it on the 50th anniversary year is just bullshit. I mean, so.
Yo.
that's our TED Talk.
Yep, that's our TED Talk.
Yeah.
Well, I like your TED Talk. That was fun.
Hey, we haven't been together to talk in a while, so it's time to catch up and we keep our players updated on what's going on.
It's like the way
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
no,
used
that's
that
fabulous.
other
I'm excited.
that other game. Like they would have you make like 5 characters to start. Didn't have a backstory. You just made 5 characters and you rolled to figure out what they were. You didn't create them. Pick what you think.
And like I said, that's reminiscent of original D&D. Like you would basically,
But then you would go to this first battle and you lost most of your characters.
Again,
You stick with.
reminiscent of old school D&D, because I can't tell you how many characters I rolled back in the first edition, second edition days.
It was like,
Yeah.
and it explains that nobody would get to an OP level because we die off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's jump into today's game. A little longer TED Talks than we normally have. Like I said, we haven't got to get together in a while, so.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are walking through the woods. It's a beautiful day out. It's sunny, right? You guys have received message of a festival. Unfortunately, you guys again have let Ophelia lead you on the way. So it's been about 3 days now that you've been wandering the woods. You're tired.
Sorry.
You're sore.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ah.
You come to the crossroads and you see a familiar old wooden one-story inn sitting there. Its sign just lazily moving back and forth in the small breeze. The building still looks as dingy as ever, run down, roof needing some repairs. But the door is open and waiting for you to enter.
Yeah, I told you guys it was right around this next quarter. I knew it. I
We
knew
were
it was
looking
right
for
there.
it, but this doesn't look like festival, Ophelia.
I mean, it's outskirts. Maybe we'll just talk to them and they'll be able to
This will come up
confirm
like
that I'm heading the right way.
kind of prop the sign up in a slightly better way, just in case like she can't see. Like it says, "This is the crossroads inn." We've mysteriously stumbled upon this again, thanks to our Pathfinder. Jeez.
So do you guys enter the inn?
Oh sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you walk in the door.
No.
Oh, I have contingencies. Never question whether or not my brain has multiple paths of how this is going. I stay up at night plotting devices of you. It's particularly you. All right, so as you guys enter through the open door, you see the familiar bar. Behind it, the old goblin woman cleaning the glass, but not really cleaning it. Just kind of continuously smearing the same dirt around in the same glass.
Yep.
Off to the side, you see the fireplace is going. The large gray cat just stretched out, warming her belly in front of it.
Yay.
At the table where you once all ate a fine meal, you notice there are 1, 2, 4 very small, odd, and interesting characters. They are huddled around the table. And as you walk in, a sudden blast from the table shoots off up in the air, flies towards the barkeep. As it would just about hit her, it fizzles out. She turns her head, and in Goblin, she mutters a cuss word that only Ophelia would understand, as she's the only one who speaks Goblin. She basically says, "Fuck your mother." But in Goblin, in common, she turns to students and says, "Quizzix, I have warned you, no more explosions." You look over and you see a small, very old gnome sitting there, kind of ducked down, big grin across his face as he's twisting some small, little bitty fuses together on a very large tube.
Oh no.
What would you guys like to do?
We're exhausted, you had said?
Yes.
I would like to stay in my room tonight.
So as you approach the bar, she turns to you and she goes, "Ah, welcome back, my friends. It is good to see you. You all seem well and alive, so this is joyous."
We're all a little
We have
surprised
all
to
our
hear
witches.
Yeah, look.
As Ophelia, as you say that, you kind of glance over and you see yet another gnome sitting over there. Look at his hand. He's only got 2 fingers.
We like
Pointer and pinky. That's all he has left. His hand is bandaged up. It's covered in dirty suit. At that point, you see Quizzix kind of tap him and says to him, "Bibbledink, sit down, sit down." So,
I chuckled to myself. It's nighttime, or no? You said it was.
it is daytime at the moment. It is, we'll say it's about 3 in the afternoon. Not quite dinner time. The sun's not yet set. It's warm outside. It is a good summer day.
Perfect time for Nail. Tercel's gonna walk to the bar and procure himself a refreshing beverage.
As soon as you step up to the bar, without saying a word, she flops down the exact same ale you ordered the last time.
I love this place. Never change. And Tercel's gonna grab the ale and immediately, without question, head towards the large table with all the gnomes.
All right. So as you walk forward towards the gnomes, you get closer to the table, and then behind the table, a very large bear stands up. But you notice, as this bear is standing up, it is not a bear. Though it has bear fur over its face and on its arms, the rest of it is a robot construct. Its eyes are green emeralds. But as you come closer, they flick to blue and then back to green. And then it kind of haunches down.
That.
So yeah, Tercel will stop at that appearance and be like, "Holy shit!"
As you stop there,
cool?
a little gnome walks up, and she has strawberry red hair, and it's in like little buns on the top of it, like little paintbrushes. And you can see, like, on her pale skin that she has freckles, but her face is just covered in like soot. Her clothes are covered in soot. And you see her reach over and pat the bear. The bear sits all the way back down, and she climbs up and sits on top of it, and just sits there and smiles at you.
All right. Hey, how you guys doing? What's up? Oh, holy shit. Okay. Hey. What's up?
All right, so while Tercel is introduced meeting the bear and the gnomes, what are you guys doing?
I am also getting a drink at the bar, and I will join Tercel.
All right, again, before you even utter the words drink, it appears on the bar in front of you, ready to go. And as you and Doggo walk over, have a Doggo roll a d20.
I flick a silver piece to the bar. She's got a sword. And then I'm gonna roll one now.
Just roll 20 for the Doggo.
17.
All right. So as you guys are walking up, the bear is just sitting back down at that point. So you just catch it going, but Doggo's tail starts wagging, and he kind of runs over, and he's sniffing the bear. At the same time, the big gray cat gets up, kind of comes over and weaves between Doggo, gives it a little nudge with his face, and then wanders off. And then as the cat goes upstairs. You see her transform into the drow that she is. And she goes off back to where the kitchen area would be. Ophelia, what are you up to?
I am also collecting myself a beverage.
All right. Again, just magically appears in front of you.
And I'll follow Tercel over to the bear, and then I'm hoping that I caught a glimpse of as well, because I want to be like, that is so cool.
You again would be about. It's already sitting back down, and at this point, you see the little redhead gnome sitting on top of it, just smiling at you.
Awesome. Yes, I would like to join that party, please.
So as you guys approach, the older gnome, Quizex, stands up. We've been waiting for you. I believe you are the ones who are going to help us find the lost. He just says the lost.
The lost.
Mm-hmm.
The lost.
You've been waiting for us. We just got here though. Like, I don't even think we were supposed to be here. We just have really
We're
bad.
looking for a festival.
Yeah.
At this point, a dirty blonde little gnome sits up at the table and goes, "Are you new to this inn?"
No?
Well, then
I mean,
you should know that we are waiting for you. The inn always finds those who are in need and those who can help those in need. So you are here to help us. And she goes back down and starts working on the little things she's working on. You can roll a perception check to see if you kind of identify the device she's working on, if you want.
Tursel's gonna kind of turn to Ophelia and be like, "That does sound familiar. Didn't they tell us that last time we were here?
Yeah.
A lot has happened since the last time we were here. I don't remember."
How come we can't be the ones that need to help? I want to go to this festival.
We need help finding the festival.
We do, yeah. We could do a trade.
Maybe if we hang out here long enough, somebody will show us how to get to where we're going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, while we're here, well,
Yeah.
help out some gnomes, I guess. Kind of
All
just
right,
like
so
they've been through hell anyway.
Mhm.
as you guys sit down at the spaces at the end of the table, so let's say the gnomes are over here, so you guys kind of all sit over here. We'll say the bear moves over, lays by the fireplace with Doggo. And the
So,
little,
as a bear machination, is it like barely held together squeaky metal and like steampunk, or is it like a pretty decent
I
creation?
actually have a picture of one. Let me get it.
Nice.
Yay.
Because, with the gnome, it could be like, just like falling apart, or it could be like, like a flesh creation, like some kind of golem or something. I don't know. Depends on who made it. You're not
What?
picking up on the microphone. I don't know what's going on.
Are you saying that a gnome can't make a good one?
No, just there's like a variety of gnomes. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
All right, so he's not making any noise. He
So
was
that's
cool
what it
with
would
it.
look like, except for it actually has more fur around the face, around the arms. You can tell that they have tried to give it more of an appearance of an actual bear and less of a construct. So
Gotcha.
I dig it. That was really cool.
and,
So
and just for
yeah,
size comparison, how big is Doggo?
big enough for a gnome to ride.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she's not a gnome, she's a halfling.
Oh, right. Sorry. She just got defensive about the gnome thing, so I get
about the
that
same
too.
size as.
Yeah, gnomes run between about 2.5 to 4.5 feet in general size.
They could be taller than me or
I always look taller because they have that red pointy hat, though. So.
Those are the garden gnome variety.
Guard.
Oh, okay. Let's
Guard
get all
gnome.
race specific again. Jeez.
Okay, he is 9 feet long
All right.
and 800 pounds.
But so if he's on his 4 feet, how tall would you say he is? Like donkey height?
Oh, probably horse.
Horse height? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Doggo still only comes up when they are standing next to each other on all fours to about the chest of this bear. This bear's when it's on all fours is about 6.5 feet tall. And when it stands on its hind legs, it is 9 feet tall. And altogether weighs about 2 tons with all the mechanicalness of it.
So don't get a hug from Bear.
Frightening.
I don't know. It might give really good hugs. You don't know. Feel free to find out. We can roll for that.
Might pop my lower lumbar for me. It'd be pretty nice.
All right. So as you guys sit at the table, and you look around, you see the table is cluttered with papers. Some look to be maps. There are little gears and weird tools that many of you have never seen before. You see there are little spiders, mechanical spiders that are about yay big, sitting on the table. You see that there is a copious amount of black powder in little boxes, in little containers, and one of the gnomes' mug is even overflowing with black powder. Go ahead, all of you roll a, let's say, nature check.
I think I have
Oh, damn.
nature.
I gotta make sure my D&D Beyond and my paper match, which they do. So that'd be actually a natural 20.
All right.
By the look of it.
I got 7.
So 15.
You got a 7, Ophelia?
Oh, I got a 7. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you're all able to identify that this black powder is gunpowder. It is not something that you guys have seen a lot of, Tercel. You have seen some in the many battles you have been in previous to your life as an explorer. There were times that you did come across gnomish artillery. So you have seen gunpowder in use, and you know enough that the amount on this table could blow this in completely off the map. And the fact that they are about 5 feet from a raging fire in the fireplace is not the best idea. Ophelia, you know it's gunpowder from what you've heard about, but you honestly have no idea what it can do. And you're just kind of like, this smells weird. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like touch it, pinch it, be like, what's this?
So
It's
I'm gonna assume that
It's really
Tersel's probably
smelly.
gonna be a little racist at the moment, and assume the gnomes are just kind of always fucking up, and he's gonna look at all the gunpowder and just be like, "Man, I've got Pelora on my side, but y'all need to get that black powder under wraps. This is crazy. Is this what you need help with? Getting rid of all your gunpowder?"
as you say that, um, one of the gnomes takes his hands and goes like this and twirls it, and a bunch of the black powder spirals up into a little like tornado shape, and then into a box that closes and clears off a good half of the table of the black powder. And he looks at you, and you can see again, face has been just covered in soot. You go, and he just looks at you and goes, "Ah, we've got this covered. Don't worry, you're safe."
Safe seems kind of relative
I just
based
look
off of
over
how
at
much.
Tersal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, all
And yeah,
right.
Sarah, you have seen gunpowder before, in like mining, but not like actual battle. But you've seen it used as an explosive for mining and removal of stone. And that's enough for you to kind of be like, you kind of move a little bit away from the table, but not too far, as you want to hear what the gnomes have to say. So as you all kind of settle in, you see them start to clear away some of the devices, but leaving a couple maps out and one drawing. Everyone roll a perception check.
Goddamn, green dice is on fire today.
23.
18.
I get a 23.
All right. So both Terso and Sarah, you do recognize that this is a blueprint of something. For Ophelia, it's just a pretty drawing. I'll have Terso and Sarah go ahead and roll a. Let's see here. This would be under. They really don't have this category anymore. Let's just go with an intelligence roll.
2 wisdom-based classes rolling intelligence. That's great news. Um, the green die is on fire. I rolled a 19.
All right. Both of you have heard of one of these devices. Terso, you have seen one in your lifetime during a battle. The blueprint in front of you is for an airship. You both know that gnomish airships are very rare. They're very expensive. They are not something that most people see in their lifetimes, let alone get the privilege to see the architectural way they were constructed. It is a secret that most gnomes keep hidden. So the fact that they are leaving this out for you to see means it is rather important. As the table's finally cleared off, the small redheadish gnome, she walks forward from the bear and she climbs up on her stool and sits there. She goes, "We need your help finding my uncle and the rest of the expedition. Are you willing to help us?"
Sorry, I was zoned out. I need help finding the uncle and the rest of the expedition.
Yes.
What is the expedition?
Unfortunately, we do not know what they were looking for. We just know that they took one of the scientific airships, headed off, and we have not heard from them in 6 months. We know where the airship is because they all have a gnomish tracking device on it. But unfortunately, we don't know where they are, how far they are from that ship, but we will start there.
I mean, we're here, but you guys haven't really talked about any kind of compensation for the amount of work and travel, danger. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here that you haven't really talked about.
As you mentioned that, as you bring that up, Trishal, the drow woman walks up and she hands you each a scroll.
Yeah.
So, all right. So as you all open your scroll, as always, you notice there's the cost of your room, dinner, breakfast, and all of your drinks listed on there, all zeroed out upon completion of job. There's also a 10,000 gold bonus for anyone who makes it alive to be split. So it would be 10,000 split among three-way if you guys survive.
Tursel's gonna look and be like, man, just the free drinks alone, it's probably worth more than 10k gold. I'm just saying, like, this isn't a bad deal, guys.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm a little. Oh, it's a little apprehensive. I don't trust science and technology very much.
So as you bring that out, the older dwarf, Quizzix, he picks the other little one up. He's rather tall for a gnome. He's hitting that 4.5 foot height, as where she's about 3.5 feet tall. So he kind of picks her up off the stool and sits down. As she's on the ground, she walks over to you. She's looking at your sling. She's like, "Can I see this?"
Sure.
She smiles and she takes it. She walks away. And about 5 minutes later, she comes back and about 5 minutes later, she walks back and hands it back to you. You notice that it is visibly lighter and it has a strange markings carved on it now. You can roll detect magic on it.
Oh, I guess it would be just checking it.
Well, you can roll investigation.
10.
10. You can tell enough of it that she has altered your sling and improved it. Your sling is now a +2 sling, so it's +2 damage.
Damn.
I already have a plus 2 detect with.
So it's +4 now. And it has 5 explosive charges added to it. So once a day, or you can use it, and then it takes a long rest to recharge 1 charge. But anything you shoot from that sling is imbued with explosive as an effect. And she also looks up at you and smiles and goes, "You look like amethyst." And she hands you an amethyst stone.
So I look at the stone. That be nature?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
25.
Again, you can tell that something has been done to this stone. It has an unusual magic sense around it that isn't normal.
I ask her, what's this?
You'll know when you need it. And she wanders over to you because you have a sling also. And she goes,
Yeah.
she's like, "Can I see yours?"
Yes.
She wanders off with it and comes back about 5 minutes later. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay. Please don't be dumb. Please don't be dumb.
I go through the same thing every day.
I got an 8.
8. You know it feels lighter, but that's about all you can figure out at the moment. You'll have to figure it out as it goes. She looks at you though, and she goes, "You look like Topaz," and she hands you a small topaz stone.
Well, that's really pretty. Thanks.
And she walks over
Ursul's
to you.
gonna kind of like look up at that blueprint and be like, "Is that the airship you're talking about? Is that what got what we've misplaced?"
As you're looking at that, and you say that, all of a sudden you hear, "Yes!" And the little redhead gnome is behind you. And she puts her hand out and gives you 5 metal balls. As you look at these metal balls, one of them, 8 legs sprout out. And you see that it turns into a little mechanical spider. And inside that little mechanical spider is a little vial of blue liquid. It then curls back up into your pocket. You can roll an investigation check to see if you can identify these.
Nope. That is a 2.
Oh no!
You got spider.
It's like, okay, I guess those are whatever they want to do. I'm not touching those fucking things.
Aww.
So she comes up to about your thigh, so she kind of pats you, ends up being on your butt. And she's like, "You'll know when to use them," and walks off. At this point,
Awesome.
Quizzix looks you over and goes, "Yes, this is the airship in question. We know that they took it on an expedition. We can tell you where the airship is, but we do not know where they are. We do not know what they were looking for. We do not know why they went there. We just know that 4 of our gnome friends and brethren are gone."
You were going low.
All right, well, I'd like to make a deal with you guys. I mean, the scroll that's great. That's wonderful reward, but having an airship retainer is pretty useful for us because we're doing a lot of traveling. If we find this place and we find your airship, we find your team, we get everything back in one piece with no issues, maybe we could, call you guys from time to time, get picked up, and like little little taxi situation maybe, like because I remember we had an airship in the battle of the Led Zeppelin in 1969, and they dropped fire bombs on the artillery in the back and totally won the war for us. And man, ever since I saw that thing, I always wanted to fly in one. So
As you're rambling on about airships and the Battle of Led Zeppelin, you watch as the blonde female gnome chuckles and goes, "I remember that well. I blew up many things." Just kind of rub your hands together.
yeah, you did. You guys totally won that battle for us. It was amazing.
Quizzix
And the
goes,
party afterwards was just the stuff of legends.
Quizzix goes, "We may be able to work out some kind of arrangement once in a while. Our airships cost a lot to move, though. But
Understood.
we shall see. If you're able to return the airship, the people, and whatever it was they were looking for, we will discuss that as a possibility."
Fair enough.
Is it worth 10 grand?
I'm sorry.
Is it worth 10 grand? Like
Um,
a
I
cash reward?
Man, it'd be a lifelong dream for me. I think I'd give up some of my reward for it. You got to understand the amount of fireworks they dropped on that army was something else. Just to be up there would have been pretty sweet. We'll see. Well, we got to find the thing first.
So at this point, a rather old male goblin and the drow start walking to the table carrying trays of food. The gnomes hastily roll up papers, put them away, smear the table as clean as possible.
While everybody was talking, I was memorizing the map. Just like that up.
Well, roll a nature check. 13.
13.
You were able to not memorize it, but you were able to identify that the area that they think they know where the airship is in Icewind Dale, a place you have all been to before.
I still have my heavy cloak.
Let's see, did we bring our
Yeah.
clothes with us?
I mean, I keep mine in my bag, so.
I knew I shouldn't
So-
have drank all that whiskey. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
So they lay out platters of meat, bread, potatoes, 5 large pitchers of Tersel's favorite ale. In front of the gnomes, they place a pitcher of a fluid that is almost like a amberish copper look to it and smells very strong.
I'd like to try it.
All right.
You got there, Quizix?
Quizzic chuckles and goes, all right. And he pours you, he
Like-
he takes a syringe and pulls a little bit of it out and puts it into a thimble and hands it to you.
I'm just saying, I've
Roll a
heard that gnomes
Constitution
eat
check.
explosives, so it could just be Tersel's racist mind. But
11.
As you bring it close to you, you smell what can only be described as kerosene.
Yes!
And as you open your mouth and swallow it down, you feel the grittiness of gunpowder,
Ah,
and you taste what can only be described as premium unleaded.
So,
You instantly, your vision fades. You cannot see anything. Your throat almost closes up. You start to sweat from everywhere.
oh.
Though you cannot see them, you hear the gnomes chuckling at you. And about a minute later, it all passes, but you feel drunk. And I'm not talking just drunk. I'm talking stone cold drunk, ready to go to bed drunk off of a thimble.
That's
As
hilarious.
you
Tersel's
sit
gonna
there and
put a hand on
watch,
her back to kind of steady her, like, and everybody's got to go through this once. Thanks, guys.
as you sit there and watch, all the gnomes pour a mug of this, about the size of their heads. They all poop and then chug it down without being phased.
that was the most awful tasting stuff ever.
Mhm.
As you utter that to Tersel, the drow walks by and goes, don't ask for their coffee.
Ah,
And then I pass out.
So at this point, you have one passed out halfling. Food has been served. You guys are eating. They tell you a little more. So the expedition was led by Valtor Pulsepitch, who is the uncle of Brina Pulsich. The pilot's name was Pippi Ironbell, and she is a well-renowned gnome pilot. They do not question that it was her skills or the airship that may have caused any problems, so they do not think that it was the issue. There are also 2 twins, Wilwyn and Farlin Spannerflow, who went along. Both of them are renowned mechanics and tinkerers. So they explain this to you. They explain to you that they do not know what the expedition was for, just that they took a ship and headed off. Which for gnomes is not uncommon. But for them to be gone this long without any word is uncommon.
It didn't sound like they were some untalented folk either, so I'm sure
No.
whatever they ran into was enough to
All four of these gnomes are gnomes of both high gnomish academic and explorative. They are well known for being able to take care of themselves, to know what they're looking for and how to look for it. So dinner dies down. So they look at it and go, "So, will you take the job?"
Yeah. Yeah, I think we will.
And the little halfling is just snoring on the table.
She
You
says
can
yes.
take me to my room.
Valter
Probably says yes.
Quizetics says to you all, "Good. We will be sending Brina with you. Though she is young, she is a very talented artificer." And at this, he points.
Girl and the bear.
He points over to the very large bear that is curled up with Doggo next to the fire and goes,
Oh yes.
"And her companion Rosemary will be joining you too."
The bear's name's Rosemary.
Yes, the bear's name is Rosemary.
Aww.
So cute.
So at this point, you all get up to head up to your rooms. Who would like to try to either wake or carry the halfling?
I'll carry the halfling.
All right. So you fireman cradle her over your shoulder. Doggo gets up and follows you guys as you guys walk up to the bar. As you guys get to the bar, the old goblin barkeep says, "Your rooms are up there. You know which ones they are." As she says this, so there's a small poof of purple behind her. And behind her, sitting on one of the shelves, is a naked gnome who reaches over, grabs a bottle of drinks. As he gets ready to put it to his lips, she spins around and smacks him across the face, knocking him off the bar, shattering the bottle. "I have told you no more! Get out!" He grabs another bottle and runs, and as usual tries to disappear through whatever portals he makes. But this time it doesn't work. "I have stopped your magic. You cannot! Open the door now!" The gnome goes running to the door, and as you all watch as the door opens, it is complete blackness outside. There is nothing out there. The gnome goes running through there naked. The door slams shut. The wild strap man had appeared. You guys walk up through the stairs that were not there when you first walked in. As you know, they appear as when they are needed. You walk up the stairs and to your rooms. Tercel, you go to room 101. Ophelia, room 102. And Sarah, room 103. As you open the doors to your rooms, well, Tercel opens your door and just kind of chucks you on your bed. So you don't see any of this. But as you go into your room, Tercel, and Ophelia go into your room, you notice that it's the same. There is a small bed with a table with a candle on it. There's another table with a stool and a candle on it. The candles light as you enter the room. Unlike last time, though, hanging on the wall is a small talisman. Tercel and Ophelia, roll a wisdom check.
Mm, 15. No. 11.
11.
Both of you recognize these symbols immediately, as it was the symbol the cult were using when you guys last were at the inn, and you were sent to investigate them. As you look at it closer, the symbol has been shattered and kind of pieced together and then made into almost like a little shadow box display, and it is hanging on the wall above your bed.
Well, it's like a achievement trophy or something. Every time we do something, we get a new.
Every time it's a new decoration.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
So, as you all lay down to go to sleep, we will take our break here.
Yay. Great.
Yay.
I didn't need to pass out.
You did. You already passed out. Don't ever drink no
Let's
machine.
go. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go and take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Everyone get drinks, potties, do what you got to do.
Cool.
Cool.
Very finished.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Kitty.
Here. Get down. Get out. Hello.
All right, we're coming back. As you see, I've turned off one of the cameras so you guys don't get to see the map. Let's make this full screen. All right, so you all sleep peacefully through the night. Some of you a little more peacefully as you are basically comatose. I want you to roll a constitution check for when you wake up.
13.
How strong is Sarah's liver?
It's not her liver, but it is how strong is this hangover. And it's pretty damn strong. as you wake up, Sarah, in your room, not understanding how you got there. Hey, Strapman.
You missed your meeting.
As you wake up, you hurt all over.
I'm gonna cast healing.
Hold on before you do that. Doggo is laying on the floor, panting a little bit, and the noise from him panting is just like boom, boom, boom. Your head just feels like something wants to break out and escape. So now you can cast your healing word on yourself.
I'm gonna cast healing word on myself. To get rid of that awful hangover. Sorry, I'm doing a shot.
All right. So as you cast healing word on yourself, you feel yourself get better. And normally it would completely cure a hangover, but not this time. You still have a headache. And it's still pretty bad. So as you make your way out of the room with Doggo, Tercel and Ophelia are also walking out the doors. You all notice that there's a package in front of each of your doors.
Present.
I'll check for a trap.
Roll investigation check, all of you.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to purple.
13.
Motherfucker.
18.
Okay, Ophelia, we'll start with you. You see that there is a brown paper parcel package in front of your door.
Yay.
Luckily, you didn't trip over it, but you see it. You really don't know what to think of it, though.
Good day.
I'm gonna like gently toe tap it. Ooh.
Nothing happens from it.
Okay.
You hear a little bit of rattling. Tercel, you pick up your package. You notice it is covered in soot and has this familiar smell of gunpowder. You open it up, and inside you find 4 healing potions, 2d6 ones.
Stop fighting me, Gavin.
He kind of swirls it around like, oh, looks like a decent brew. All right.
Sarah, you also notice that yours is covered in soot and has that strong black powder smell. Yeah, which with your still bit of hangover, it's a little to push your stomach. You open yours, you also find that you have 4 potions in yours. Also, the D6 ones.
4, 6 healing potions.
Ophelia, you finally decide that you should open yours, watching everyone else open yours.
Ooh.
You find that you have 2 healing potions and a liquid mess where the other 2 spilled out when you shook your package trying to figure out what it was.
Stop biting my toes. Strapman says, I like that how the blur doesn't work on your face. Or, like it doesn't blur out your face.
Yeah, it doesn't blur me out. It blurs everything else out. It's weird.
It just looks like you have a
Yeah.
floating head.
Well, I am the other. I am Oz.
Right,
I am the
Logan's
Wizard
the head.
of Oz. Come
I love
forward.
it.
So, you all make your way downstairs. None of the other gnomes are down there yet, except for Brina and her large bear, Rosemary. They're standing there at the door waiting for you. On the bar is a small plate with a few sausages, some bread, and a warm cup of liquid. If you wish to roll an investigation check for the liquid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one.
3 or an 8? That is a 3.
I had
3,
18. I'm gonna know what that
Okay,
is.
so we're gonna go with this from highest to lowest here. Ophelia, you pick yours up, you sniff it, it's hot chocolate. You down it instantly. You feel the warmth spread
Yeah,
through
it's
your
like
body. You grab your plate, you start eating your food. As Tercel walks over, you kind of get an idea that it's hot chocolate, but you also notice that yours has a little tinge of something else in it, but you're not sure. But you drink it anyways. You feel
Yeah,
a peppermint,
that sounds
like
fine.
peppermint schnapps burn go down your throat as you're drinking yours.
Favorite. My favorite.
You also grab your plate of food, eat it real quick. Now, Sarah, you reach for your mug and spill it all over you. You are covered in hot chocolate. You also go to reach for your food and spill the plate of food all over the floor. Which Doggo jumps down and just mouths all the food.
Doggo's got
I
your
don't think
back.
I
He's
could
not
have
gonna
held
shut his
anything down
mouth.
anyways.
Tercel kind of wipes his beard off and be like, "Man, Sarah, we got to get you drinking more. You're such a lightweight."
You should have. Oh, that was the nastiest.
I did that one time in college. It was horrible.
So at this point, Brianna goes, "Are we ready to leave?"
No.
She ignores you and looks at the other two.
Yeah, I'm ready.
She goes,
I
"Good."
think we're ready to go.
She turns to you, Sarah.
For the drought.
She's not around.
I need healed. I feel like
Brina walks over to you and she pulls out of her belt one of the little metal balls like Tercel has and places it on your shoulder. The legs shoot out, and all of a sudden you feel this pinch as a spider bites you. The blue
Oh.
fluid inside of it shoots into your veins. You instantly feel better. The spider curls back up, the ball drops, she grabs it, puts it into a different pouch.
Oh, really?
Even the little pinhole where it pricked you is healed. You don't even feel the pain anymore. Though you are still covered in hot chocolate.
I
She
imagine
turns.
Negan's probably trying to help his best. He's like,
Lick, lick, lick,
oh,
lick.
Mom
Hopefully,
looks
you're not
kinda
letting him
tasty
lick
for it."
chocolate. All right, so she turns and opens the door. You guys instantly feel cold, and it is blinding white outside. You all step outside the inn, and as the door closes, the inn disappears.
Oh.
And you guys find yourself
Ooh.
standing in a snowy clearing. Behind you, you see that there is cold water, icebergs floating behind you. The water is dark. The sky is even almost kind of dark, and it is bitterly cold out. In front of you, you do see that there are two tents and the remnants of a campfire. There are supplies scattered all around this area. What would you like to do?
My cloak. My war cloak.
Yeah, Tercel's gonna realize that he didn't put his on, kind of in some kind of cinematic Marvel fashion, like put his cloak on and passing it.
I get smacked in the face.
Yeah.
Well, here, how about this? How about this? Tercel, roll a d20 and you roll a reflex save.
15 for the D20.
Reflexes dex.
Yep.
6.
Yeah, you don't dodge out of the way. You do get whacked in the You get smacked hard by this cloak.
Oh.
I mean, it's a pretty heavy cloak, so.
I'm standing here.
There's having a
Oh,
really bad
sorry, I
morning.
had
Didn't
should
see
have
me.
put
He
this
was
on before we
dying.
came through. Well, I mean, you're little. What can I say? And Tercel's gonna walk up to Rosemary and kind of like knock on its shoulder blade and be like, Sabrina, is this thing okay for cold weather travel? Like, we need to oil it up or anything?
Oh, she's fine. She has an internal engine. She's probably warmer than all of us right now. And at this point, Rosemary, you watch as Rosemary stands up to its full 9 feet, just kind of stretches, and you do feel warmth radiating out from it. And you notice like the snow where Rosemary's bottom two paws are even seems to be melting a little bit.
That's awesome.
So can
Yes,
we
Josh is
snuggle
gonna
with,
kind of-
with Rosemary in an emergency situation?
We're not gonna do like Empire Strikes Back. We're not gonna cut open Rosemary.
No.
I'd honestly like you. I would like to
This
see you
isn't a
try.
hot situation.
I would like to see you try to cut open Rosemary. More likely, she can cut you open.
Right, yeah. I don't think we're gonna win that battle. So yeah, is this the Gnomish camp? Do we recognize anything strewn about?
At the moment, you notice that there are tents and supplies scattered around, and the remnants of a fire pit in the middle. You guys really haven't investigated anything yet.
I'd like to look into a tent.
All right, which one, gold or silver?
Silver.
All right.
Investigation is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you approach this tent, and it isn't silver as much as it is a grayish cloth material. You notice that there are some tears in it caused by repeatedly being out in harsh winds. Snow has actually started to come through some of the tears as you look in. Inside, you do find a sleeping bag. But there's not much else in there. Whoever had stayed in there kind of maybe took all their things.
What size sleeping bag are we talking? Like child size? Like,
To you, it would look like a child-sized sleeping bag, yes.
okay. And nothing strewn about, no gears or blueprints, nothing to look kind of
No. This one is pretty empty.
So I asked Brina, like, is this your kid's belongings?
She looks around. She goes, "This does look to be standard issue items that an expedition would take. I don't see anything that indicates any of the people, but I do see, several crates there are marked with our stamp from our area."
So you're pretty confident that they were here.
At some point, yes.
I would like to check the other tent.
All right. Go ahead and roll investigation.
I quit. A 4.
like we're going to Valhalla's Gate today.
And you guys,
Yep.
It is a tent. You know what tents are, so it is a tent.
Good.
Though you've seen nicer looking tents. This one does look beat up. You open up the flap to look in. There's snow in from some of the rips, but that's about all you really. You don't really get much out of it other than tent.
I'm gonna look around the area looking for animal prints. If there was a couple or
Roll investigation.
12.
You look around and you hope to find some form of tracks or something to investigate or follow. But you can tell that this area has been windblown so many times that it is ever changing. So the chances of finding any form of tracks or anything are going to be astronomical.
But I don't see any blood or.
Again, even that would have been blown away as it hardened, and the landscape of this coastal landing that you are on changes hourly as the winds blow over it. So,
Brina, how long have they been missing?
6 months.
Oh.
Hey, Brina, did you bring the tracking device with you? Do you see how close by the um,
Airship.
airship is?
She looks at Rosemary, and Rosemary stands up and looks straight up. So up above here where these crates are, you guys notice that it starts to slope up a very tall mountain. And about three-fourths up, which is about 700 feet in the air, you guys see black smoke. She goes, Rosemary says it's up there somewhere.
Mm.
All the way up
That's
there.
smoke. That doesn't look good.
Great. I suppose Rosemary has some kind of adaptable wing set. She could fly us all up there, does she?
Rena goes, well, she could fly me up there, but not you. You're too heavy.
All right. I'm not going to take that personally, but okay.
I'm gonna rummage around,
All right.
see if there's any provisions that we can take with us. In the hopes that we find anything we need things.
Marshall's going to be eyeballing the mountain.
All right. I want you to roll a reflex save. Where you're rummaging through that area.
14.
14. So yeah, as you're rummaging through these barrels, you notice that they are a mix of black powder, liquid that smells strongly like kerosene,
Ugh. Just for
a barrel full of rations, and as you're digging through the rations, you feel a piercing, and you pull your hand out, and there is a ice rat attached to your hand.
fling it off.
All right. So you fling it off, and it actually goes into the water. Bloop. And instantly dies. That's how cold it is. It instantly freezes and just starts sinking down to the bottom.
Unfortunate.
So would barrels of talking to Brina, would barrels of black powder be standard issue expedition product, or were they trying to do something?
She reaches over to Rosemary, and there's a pouch on the side of it. She opens it up, and there are 52 vials of black powder. She goes, of course. We never leave home without it.
Okay. Sabrina,
There's
now I
more
have
over there.
I have this image of Rosemary being kind of like Saint Bernard with the ale around, or the whiskey, but for the gnomes it's fucking black powder or something.
Well, roll invest. Yeah, let's say it's investigation.
That is a nat 20.
All right.
For
So yes, let me describe Rosemary in her entirety. As I said, when she stands on her two legs, she's about 9 foot tall. And she has patches of where they have sewn real bear fur into the robotics. But on the robotics, you see that there are compartments and hatches. And there are also like saddlebags tied around her in various places. But these saddlebags aren't leather, they're metal, and they are tied on with big, heavy chains.
Nice.
So she is carrying a variety of different items on her, and who knows what else is hidden inside of her other than Brina, who invented her.
Marshall's just gonna kind of shake his head and be like, Brina, you've got some serious talent, girl.
She smiles at you and goes, thank you. I make you something one day.
Now, our first problem is, how do we get up there?
She goes, that's not our first problem. It's already getting dark. That's our first problem.
I imagine it's very, very cold.
Cold, dark, wet.
Well, shall we try to find an enclosure, or do we want to risk camping in this abandoned site.
Well, roll an investigation check. All of you.
16.
12.
I got 11.
All right, so as you all look around, this is what each of you see, starting with Ophelia. Ophelia, you see the tents and you see supplies. You see the water, but no boat. You look up and you see the very large mountain ahead of you. But you don't really see anything that would be a good shelter. Sarah, you looking more for cave openings or anything that looks like an alcove you guys could be in? You don't spot anything within climbing reach, nor do you see any ropes or anything left in the mountain that shows that they climbed from here. Tercel, you also do not find any ropes or anything, and as you kind of walk towards the edge of the road, you notice that about 50 yards in either direction, it is a drop off into the water, only about 5 feet down to the water, which, as you all now know, is deadly to go into.
I wonder if they took the airship up. It didn't look like they brought anything climbing gear wise.
Well, collectively, you guys, none of you see a better way or a better place to stay for the night.
So tents
And I
it
have
in.
my
Is
own
that what?
pack.
Yeah, each of you should have a camping pack with you. You guys all were equipped with one of those.
So I'm just looking around still for anything usable. 13.
So as you look through some of these crates, you see that there are various odd tools that you've never seen before. Definitely gnomish. You have no idea what they're good for, so.
Greatness, are you recently they would have brought these here to leave them in the ship?
Not that I can think of. These are standard tools that we carry with us for repairing airships. I don't know why they would have taken them off the ship.
That's why I'm concerned about the smoke.
As am I.
Sure,
But we
must
must.
take a minute or two to like move the black powder. Anything he thinks has black powder in it, just a little further away. Like, the nose might be comfortable, but
Sure, so I want you to roll an investigation check before you start moving it.
13.
There's black powder in everything. Every box has a little bit of black powder on it. The tents have black powder on them.
So he's gonna move a couple barrels and then realize halfway through, be like, oh, whatever. Like, I'll just head back and help everybody make camp.
Yep. I'm all about making camp if that's what.
All right.
Gearing up.
So are you going to use your own tents, or are you going to try to repurpose the 2 tents set up?
I'm gonna use my own.
Okay.
I'm gonna repurpose because that'll save time.
All right. Which one are you going to go into?
I'm gonna go gold.
All right. Roll another investigation check as you're moving into it.
18.
Very good. It's when it really counts that you rolled. So as you're kind of moving stuff around, trying to patch up a little bit so you can use this tent for the night, you come across a book. The cover of the book is leather or leather-ish.
No.
As you open up the book, you start hearing this low buzzing noise in the back of your head. You are the only one who sees this symbol. But the only way I can show it is obviously show you all. Let me find it here. Now I printed it out. Where is it? You see this symbol.
Let me zoom in.
Try to focus my finger there.
Oh.
On one of the pages, it was carved into the paper with a crude writing device. You do not understand Gnomish, so as far as you know, it's written in Gnomish, but it is not a language you understand, so.
Mhm. Well then, but I hear things.
While you have the book open, you hear this like low humming noise in your head.
I will shut the book, hopefully, and go holler for Tercel. Tercel,
Yeah, what's up?
come here. I found something. It's
If you
weird.
say more gunpowder, I'm really not going to be surprised.
Oh, no. It's got pages.
Pages of gunpowder?
Yes.
Fucking gnomes, dude. That book looked a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna investigate the book, Tercel?
Yep. I
I'm
can't
going to
read the
talk
book.
to Ophelia about it first.
Okay.
I'm like holding it out to him, like I can't read it. It hums in my head.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
And there's like this weird symbol on it that looks kind of spirally.
Where'd you find it?
While I was cleaning up this tent to sleep.
Tersel's going to kind of call back for Brina. Be like, hey, do you know anything about this book?
She approaches, kind of cautiously looks around you at the book in Ophelia's hand and goes, "No, I've never seen that."
What language was it in, Ophelia?
I mean, I can't read it, but I'm assuming I would maybe recognize it as like the same kind of script that was like on the things, blueprints. Maybe I think it's gnome. I don't know.
You honestly have
I have
never
no
seen
idea.
this before, and you don't think it looks like the blueprints.
Okay, I have no idea.
Well, maybe this is.
You're the intelligent one. What the fuck?
Who called me the intelligent one? Have you been with us this whole, like, did you hit your head or
you're
something?
you're the smart one that's done the school things.
I'm just faking it till I make it, okay? Let's not get ahead of ourselves
Oh
here.
my god.
But this could be our clue as to why this expedition was here and what they were doing. Why they left the book behind is going to be a
Odd.
mystery, but I
I
only
walk over
really
to
know
see
half
what
the language
everybody's
anyway,
doing
so.
after I pitch my
You walk over and you see that everybody is standing around Ophelia, who is holding a book.
Okay, is there any writing on the outside of the book?
No, it's just a brown, leatherish cover on the outside of it.
Can I look at
Try
it?
to hand it to her and be like, here, see if it sings to you too.
Thanks.
Like there's a
All right, then roll an investigation check.
15.
15. Yes, as soon as you take the book from her and you open it up, you hear a low humming in your head. As you flip through the pages, you come to the same symbol, but you cannot make out any of the text in it.
So I know handling druidic.
I know all what you guys know for languages. I looked into this before I did this, so trust me. You do not know what it is.
And Brina didn't know either.
Brina hasn't touched the book.
Oh.
She hasn't looked.
And I turn the book around and show Brina. What's the symbol?
Brina doesn't know. I've never seen that before.
you know this language?
She pulls out a special pair of glasses out of one of her pouches. And these glasses are round, almost look like goggles, but they're thin wire frame, and they actually come out like magnifying.
Nice.
And as she's adjusting them, you notice little sparks and swirls are going around the outside of them. She takes them and goes, "No, I don't know what that is."
Oh, that's so cool.
Those are some pretty cool glasses there you got.
Thanks, I made them.
That's so neat.
I figured as
Got a
much.
bright future ahead of you, Brina.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just
Well,
bring the book
crap.
with us. You know, we'll try to get some sleep, and then maybe we'll find a use for it later.
I close the book and
You,
hand it
you
back
guys
to
have
Ophelia.
shared. You guys have shared that you got the buzzing, right? So everybody knows that you're.
Yeah, I told her it was singing to me, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming the same thing.
Nice
yeah,
little
humming.
hum.
And I told you it was humming.
I'd
Yeah.
say,
Does it
you
sound
know,
like a person humming? Or is it
Or
more
it's just
like
Okay,
an
individual
let's
hum.
fourth wall this real quick. How many people here have tinnitus?
yeah.
Okay,
Oh, no.
imagine instead of it being the high pitchy tinnitus, it's a low rumbly like hum tinnitus. That's what fills your head. That's how I pictured it. Welcome to my hell of a daily basis. So yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'd say, you know, since it came on when we opened the book, try to keep it in your main. Don't tune it out because if it gets loud or something, maybe it's
No,
like
it went away as soon as she shut the book.
oh, well, never mind.
That's definitely
That
book
theory's out.
orientated.
Yeah, until we figure out a way to read the book, I guess we'll just bring it along with us for emotional support.
Yay.
Emotional support, cryptic text.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I could ask my God for assistance, but he usually helps me talk to people, not read stuff. So
all right, so Ophelia's going to take that tent. Were you going to set your own up, Sarah?
Yeah, I've already set my tent.
Okay, we'll say you set yours next to there.
Mm-hmm.
Brina's going to set up, and she also starts the fire. Which now, as you guys watch her, she walks over and she pulls out two different vials. One clearly black powder. She circles that around. Second one is an amber color liquid. She takes a small sip of it and then pours it on top of the black powder. And then she snaps her finger and it ignites. And the area warms up instantly. She's like, this will go all night no matter how strong the wind is.
Well, that's nice.
Tercel,
Is that the same stuff you guys drank?
Tercel, were you going to set up a tent or were you going to repurpose?
I was gonna work out a deal with Ophelia that I'd take the first watch if needed, and then maybe she'd take the second one, and we just swap places in the tent.
Okay, that could work. All right. So as you guys, you have your dinner, rations, whatnot, and you guys kind of all snuggle in. Tercel taking the first watch. Let's see here. Ophelia, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, no. Do you have a d100?
I do not. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Do you have two d10s?
It's a D10.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it. The first roll will be the 10 column, and the second one will be the ones column then.
Or you should use percentage dice.
Yeah, or she has a percentage dice.
Percentage dice. Yeah, I got a percentage dice. It rolled a 30.
Okay, roll that and then roll a d10 with it.
Okay. Oh, 10. I was like, 10 rolled a 0, but that would be a...
That's 10, so you actually roll a 40 then. Okay, so 40. Okay. So yeah, as you start to go into your slumber, your mind is filled with very vivid dreams. It is a weird green, eerie glow, and there's a smoke, and there are things coming from that smoke. And you just keep hearing that hum in the back of your head, and it's getting louder and louder. And no matter which way you seem to turn, they are there. You wake up out of your sleep and dart out of your tent and start to run. What is your movement?
My movement is.
Oh my God, she's a fucking
Oh,
cheetah. It's like
no.
45, isn't it?
My
Fucking
movement is.
elven monk. Like, come on.
Yeah, where did I write it? Where did I write it down? It's not on my sheet.
Should be right next to initiative and armor class underneath your
It should be. You are
above
right.
hit points.
It should say speed right above your hit
Yeah.
points.
I didn't write anything in there yet, which I think
So
you
you're
because I forgot.
you're an elf, so that should be 30 base.
Half
And then
elf,
same
but
thing,
yeah.
Oh, you're a half elf?
Yeah.
She's a half elf, but she also has the monk movement added on top
so
of
I
it.
think you're 45.
Let's see here. Half elf.
Speed 30 feet per half elf.
Yep. And then monk.
And then
Mhm.
yeah, was it
Level
fleet of foot or whatever?
Yeah,
right
something
now,
like that.
so-
Unarmed movement. Speed increases by 10 while you're not wearing armor.
She's not wearing armor. We've already.
Yep.
No. No.
You have 40 feet of movement.
All right, that's a perfect amount. So you go running out of your tent in complete and total fear, and you start running towards the mountain. You run right into the mountain and knock yourself unconscious. At the same time,
He's gonna be sitting with,
Sarah,
like his back
you
toward the
roll
thing,
a
drinking
D100.
Oh, that's right. She touched the book too.
$90.
So you also have the same dream. Weird, eerie green light with smoke fog rising and shapes moving in it, coming closer to you. And no matter how you turn, you can't get away. You wake up, but you cannot move.
Well,
You
probably
are
not.
no, like you can't move your fingers, you can't move your mouth, you can't scream. You're stunned for the next hour.
Sleep paralysis.
Wow.
All right, Teresa, what was your reaction to Ophelia knocking herself out?
So Ursula doesn't take watches very seriously, but so his back is against one of the crates and he's got his flask, and then he just sees. Like, what do you sleep in, Ophelia? Like PJs?
I mean, no, I'm assuming it's cold as fuck, so I'm wrapped
That's
up. I'm
So she's
bundled.
naked.
Alright,
She's
so yeah.
completely butt ass naked. Just comes running out. Titties flopping.
What the fuck? Like, and then I hear like a thud as she hits like the broadside of a rock or something.
Oof.
So yeah, I'm gonna go up and with my flask in hand, but like, man, this this stuff isn't that strong. What the hell?
Teresa walks up and goes, "You just got knocked the fuck out." Yes, as you walk up, yeah, Ophelia's just she's out. She's stone cold out. There's a little bit of blood coming from her head where she ran into the
Aw.
mountain, like literally ran into the side of a mountain.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll pick her up carefully and march her back to her tent.
All right.
And if there's anything that needs to be treated, I'd obviously tend to that immediately.
She may have a concussion.
She may have a concussion. She's unconscious, so you
Yeah,
won't
I
be able
had
to
a
find out.
concussion. Mhm.
Concussions, whatever. It's
That's a Tuesday. Fuck off.
yeah. How much worse could it be? She couldn't even take us to the festival. So
Well, at this point, though, Tercel, you do realize that your relief is not going to be waking up in time to switch out for you. So you will either pull the full shift, which means you are going to have to take an exhaustion level, or you could see if Sarah or Brina would be willing to cover watch for you.
Man, I hate waking up people that don't. I think he would have a sense of duty that he would just go ahead and take the exhaustion point because he doesn't want to wake up, you know.
Aw.
All right.
Yeah, he'll just stay up. He'll be like, all right, I guess I'll switch to. I don't know if he has coffee or something. He'll make the
Well,
smart move and if the sense of duty and be like, all right, let's get away from the whiskey and eyeball the vials around Rosemary's neck and be like, it might wake me up. I don't know.
trying to find the
Kinda like
exhaustion
smelling
chart.
salts or something. Yeah, I don't know how exhaustion works, honestly.
It's at low level, it's not bad, but if it gets worse, it can actually really mess with you. Page 40.
I'm unconscious. I can't comment. I don't want the cleric to be exhausted.
Oh, you're out of it. You can't say or do anything. You're gonna have a good rest. Let's so.
You're wake up in the morning and it's just, oh, why didn't you wake me?
You have my phone. I can find it faster on there. I love when the book tells you to go to 16 different pages and all it does is mentions the word exhaustion. It doesn't give you the definition of what you're looking for.
Oh, I got it here.
Yay.
Some special abilities, environmental hazards such as starvation, long-term effects of freezing can lead to exhaustion.
Well, you're at level 1, so you are at disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
Yeah, once you get to level 6, you just die.
No shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is an instant death.
I mean, not, but it makes sense.
I've heard of some Ravenloft games where exhaustion plays a big thing.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Jesus.
Disadvantage on spell checks, and I get rid of it if I take a long rest or something.
Yeah, next if you take a long rest, you'll lose your exhaustion level. But here's the thing: if like you got to level 2, you would only lose 1 level.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
damn.
Yeah, you don't lose all of your exhaustions. It's just because you finally slept 8 hours, you're still exhausted from being negative so many hours.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but yeah, so you have a disadvantage on all ability checks right now
Gotcha.
until you take a long rest.
I'm sure that'll be totally fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be okay. The dice hate you anyways.
That's absolutely true.
All right, so the rest of the night goes off without anything else. No more crazy shock and awes. No more naked Ophelia running into a mountain. I mean, you all wake up. As you come out of your tent, finally able to move. You are tired but not exhausted because you did not actually sleep full nights. You had I'd say you had a half rest basically. Ophelia, you were knocked the fuck out, so you got a full rest.
Yeah.
Brenna, of course, got a full rest. And as you guys come out of the tent, you see her and Rosemary next to the fire preparing a small breakfast. And Terso, yes, there is a brown liquid boiling in what appears to be a kettle. It does smell coffee-ish.
I wouldn't trust
At
it.
this point, he's so tired and exhausted, and just he's totally gonna just take not a big sip, but he's gonna take the this is too hot to actually drink sip, like the It's mostly air, but it's
Yeah.
a little bit. Right.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution check on that.
All right.
No.
This will wake me up. 16.
16. Surprisingly, it is, though it appears to be boiling, it's warm. It's lukewarm. So you're able to get a good sip out of it. And you do feel rejuvenated. But not enough to clear your exhaustion level, but you do feel perkier.
He'll kind of cheers towards Brenna and be like, thanks so much for this. It's just what I needed.
She smiles and goes, make sure you only have one. As you watch, she pours her third one and drinks it.
Oh.
It's like, I gotta hang out with more gnomes. These guys are kind of fun.
I'll pass on the drink.
And Ophelia, as you come wandering out,
Water instead.
though your the cut on your head from hitting the wall was healed by Tercel, you do feel a little blah, and you kind of feel out of it.
Does she remember doing it, or
Oh yeah,
is
do
that
I
like
do I remember any
Nope.
of my dreams? Or
You don't
anything?
remember that.
Just yeah.
Nope, you just have
wake
this
up like
strange feeling that something happened in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
how you feeling there, Ophelia?
I don't know. I feel weird. What? How?
You
wait,
feel like you got a decent amount of cardio last night?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you,
Cardio.
just saying, wind sprint times are pretty solid.
Oh.
You went for a run last night,
Oh damn.
about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so I didn't wake up for a watch, did I?
No,
Oh no. What happened?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd tell me.
God.
You were running fucking quick as shit from something. I don't know what you were running from.
Hmm.
Do you point to where she knocked herself out at all?
Oh yeah, he's not being delicate about this at all.
Okay.
Like it's right there.
Is there like an imprint of me
Ophelia?
in the snow?
Ophelia, go ahead. Ophelia, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
It was like a perfect Ophelia face in the snow, just like
14.
two boobs and a face.
Well, no, there is not an imprint of you on the mountain face, which is stone. You do see that there is a very small trickle of frozen blood there where your head hit it.
Oh.
However, where your body hit the snow on the ground, there is a perfect nude Ophelia snow angel.
Oh God.
And
like, is that
what-
an ass print?
Oh, yes, and it has been perfectly preserved by the coldness of the night.
Like, do you believe me now? Do you recognize that shape?
I don't know what happened. That was weird. I don't have a clue.
Do you remember
so
having
weird.
No, you don't even remember having yours.
No.
Kind of fits the bill for us and adventures guys. I think we're in the right path.
That's true.
So while you and Ophelia are over by the naked Ophelia snow angel and the blood stain on the wall, both of you roll another investigation check.
Oof.
7.
4.
Yep, it's a stone wall and there's some blood on it. Good job, guys.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. We're
Trust
going
just staring at that
to
snow angel being like,
today.
I mean, I guess the clothes hide a lot of her figure. That's strange.
Tercel needs to get to an inn at some point soon.
Right. Like, we just spent enough time at the crossroads. I need to get back there.
Tercel, do you need to roll for a 5-minute excuse to wander off?
No, I've got exhaustion. That would take too long.
Sorry, children.
Yeah.
All right, so you all have eaten, woken up, and you're standing there looking at the base of the mountain. Again, you don't see any way to climb it.
I'm at a continue. Looking around the mountain. See if I can figure out how to get up.
Okay. Well, investigation check.
Eight.
It's a pretty tall mountain with lots of pretty ice on it. You really don't see anything popping out.
That's bad.
Fucking dice. Swear to God.
All right, so as you're all walking around, you guys also notice that Rosemary and Brina are also kind of walking around, checking it out. And again, as Rosemary walks, you notice that snow melts under her feet a little bit from the heat. You do see as she gets by the mountain that there's a piece of wood under one of the melted footsteps.
I'll go to investigate.
Does it look
Alright.
structural? Does
I'd
it
like to look
would-
at that. Dig, 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 dig.
13.
13. So as you brush away the snow over this, you see that there is a large 10 by 10 structurally braced wood pallet. And attached to that pallet are old chains that are in hooks.
Guys, let's see if we can lift this. Oh,
uh, okay.
Alright.
What is this thing?
ask for Brina's help as well.
Brina's laughs and goes, I can't lift that. But she looks at Rosemary and she goes, Rosemary, pick up. Rosemary goes over and
Aw.
literally just picks it up. And yeah, it's imagine a bunch of 2x4s, 10 feet by 10 feet, with braced 2x4s underneath them. And in the corners are these hooks where chains have been attached so that they go across on one end and on another end.
So what's under it?
Nothing. There's snow.
Lift?
Gonna have. So looking around, is there any kind of supports, any cables, anything that this could be hung from, like or like remnants of structures?
Roll an investigation. Looking straight in that area that you guys found this. So you have a specific area.
That is an 11.
You can't really make it out, but it does look like maybe there is something up by that smoke dangling down.
Like I remember one place we helped some dwarves that use a thing like this that's where they hauled their ore on, kind of operated off of a cable system. I wonder if maybe something like that's laying around. We could. Oh, then there's that. That might be a cable up there. It's way the fuck up there, though.
Brina, does this look like something from your ship?
It looks like a loading lift. And she looks up and she takes out those goggles and you watch as they adjust and then she's, yes, the cable's all the way up there.
Is there any way to get it down?
Does it look like it was broken?
Can't tell from here even with these.
Hmm.
She takes them off and puts them back. She's like, I could go up and get it and bring it down. We could try to attach it.
Yeah. You could fly with Rosemary.
I don't need to fly. And Rosemary can stay here and keep you guys warm. And she walks over and you see her pull out a spanner. And she taps herself on the head with it. And then you watch as she just walks up to the wall, puts her hands on it, and starts to spider climb up the wall.
I could do
I need
that.
one of those.
And she climbs all the way up. And this takes about an hour as she climbs all the way up. And she gets up to the cable, and it's just out of reach.
No.
And you guys can't really see, but what she does is she taps herself with the spanner again and lets go of the wall. and just starts to fly.
Sorry,
She reaches over, grabs the cable, and gently falls down to the ground, pulling down a long metal cable with a hook.
So it didn't break.
I need me one of those. That is
She looks at you and goes, "Need one of what?"
What is the cool spider walking up the mountain?
She's like,
that was really cool.
"It's just a simple spell."
I can do
Oh,
it.
well. Hmm.
Yeah, spider climb. That's all it is. She doesn't need to have components because she's an artificer, so she can just go ahead and tap herself with her spanner.
Dude.
Since this is a cantrip, can I cast it on all of us?
You could try. How's Negan gonna climb up?
I'm gonna spider climb him too.
You think Doggo's gonna understand how to climb up the wall and not freak shit?
He may freak shit.
Between you and Brina, you both could cast it on everybody. And Rosemary could easily carry Doggo up.
But couldn't carry up Tersal. Because Tersal was too big.
All of you are too big. She's saying she can't carry you all up there because you're too big, but she can carry one of you up. The question wasn't asked if she could take you one.
I was just saying she couldn't take Tersal. I can certainly cast spider climb.
Mm-hmm.
Want to spider climb up the wall?
I don't know. Is the lift gonna work?
It lasts for an hour.
Well, as far as you guys can tell, there's no way to operate the lift from down here.
Okay. So it's just a cable. Hmm.
So that'd be another way. You guys could have Doggo and Rosemary ride the lift up once you guys get to the top.
Is the cable pretty taut? Like, if you pull on it, does it just keep coming down with more length, or does it?
It seems to have reached the end of the length.
Okay.
In fact,
So
you
it'll
have
take a minute to try to hook up that lift as best they can and be like, well, I mean, if it's up there, then maybe we could use this later.
So when the cable comes down, it comes down to like a metal junction, and there's 4 little cables. So it's real easy to hook it up to this lift. You just have to have Rosemary lift the lift up because it's about 2 feet off the ground. It doesn't touch the ground perfectly. So with a little bit of
I'll
work,
try to coordinate that. And,
about 25 minutes, half hour worth of work, you've got it hooked up. But yes, you guys aren't getting it to go up or down anymore. It's just kind of hanging there.
Well, then, yeah, I mean, if Spider Climb will help us climb this thing, we could use the cable for orientation. Sounds reasonable to me.
Sure.
All right. So,
Spider climb.
all right. So you all slowly spider climb up this wall. It takes you about an hour to get to the plateau where the lift is.
Oh God.
Now, did you want Rosemary and Doggo to ride the lift up?
So the mechanics to operate the lift are there?
Yeah, to where you guys can get to in an hour's time is where the lift is. The top of the lift where that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, as you all huddle around, and Brina walks over, and you see her pull out a couple various little tools, and she's tinkering with it, and it kicks to life, and it starts to wench up the rope, and it's very slow because between Doggo and this metal bear, it's pretty laden down. So it takes about 2 hours for the lift to get all the way up.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it took us an hour.
I know.
So,
That's fair. That's fair.
You guys are actually sitting, imagine the tents are gone. You guys are sitting on kind of a lip like this. And we'll say right, this is where the lift part is. And you guys are kind of all over here. And Doggo and them are on the plateau coming up the thing. Again, you do see that there are supplies and stuff. There are no tents up here, but there are a few supplies floating around. Like piles here, piles there. Again, you don't see any footprints, no tracks, no blood, nothing. It is very windy up here. So what would you like to do during that time? Like I said, it takes about 2 hours. You guys are waiting on the top.
I'm gonna investigate the.
Well, Rita,
I'm
do you have any ideas yet? What they would do?
No, this doesn't make any sense. Why they would have taken the lift off the ship and mounted it here, it's not logical.
Yeah, I'll kind of poke through one of the tents.
Or,
One of the piles of stuff.
Yeah, there's no
There's no
tents.
tents. Yeah.
Oh,
Pretend there's
sorry.
no tents. Yeah, there's no tents up here.
Yeah,
I didn't
there's
realize
just
that was printed, I thought. But yeah,
No.
I'll poke through. Just
those are actually part of the printed map. The tents are.
Yeah.
They look
it's actually
really.
kinda
It's
cool.
really well done. I thought those were models.
Yeah, and then not a sponsor, gotta declare that, but thanks to Dungeon in the Box for this map and all the maps that'll be used today. So
Yeah. It's awesome.
it's a cheap monthly subscription service. You get some cool minis, you get maps. They send one shot, one quest, which I have never read one of their one shots because I prefer to write my own. But hey, if you're into using other people's stuff, go for it.
But catapult.
Yes, Captain Catapult came from there actually. He was one of the
Aw,
minis I got.
Hey,
So
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll kind of poke around and see.
Mhm.
Yeah, see if
I'll be nosy. I'll
the
be
supplies
peeking
here
around
look
on
any
stuff.
different than the bottom camp.
all right, so during that 2 hours while you guys are looking around, I would like both Ophelia and Sarah to roll 100 again, please.
$47.
47.
All right, so as you're both sitting, you both are sitting there, kind of looking around. All of a sudden, you just start babbling incoherently,
No.
just rambling on in a language you don't know. At this point, let me see here, I need to roll a D10. For the next 8 minutes in real time, you guys are incapable of normal speech. You guys are incapable of spell casting, and no one can understand what the fuck you're babbling on about. Basically.
Do we babble at each other?
You can.
Yeah.
Take it as you
Yeah,
want.
so mentally, you guys are all there. You just can't communicate.
Mhm.
And you wouldn't know if they're all mentally there, Tercel.
Yeah.
Well,
So do
I'm
we-
saying, out of
Yeah.
character.
So do I realize, do we realize we're not making sense, or do we just no?
You sound like you're making perfect sense to you.
Okay.
So her and I can talk.
No. She thinks that she says the cat is yellow, but all you hear is and you, when you think the dog is blue, all she hears is even though in your brain you are saying the dog is blue. She cannot understand you. You cannot understand. Tersel's just sitting there going, "You're all fucking
We're
weird."
not speaking the same
Same
language.
language.
No, you're just
10K was
rambling.
not worth all this.
So what would you guys like to do? You guys, I'm going to say once the lift gets up, that'll be the 8 minutes game in real world
Oh
time.
my
So
God. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, are you guys cold or something? Like, we could throw some more sparks on the fire. Like,
I look at her solid.
Oh,
Just fucking
man.
crazy. Talking about.
this is why I didn't have children.
You think you don't have children?
I'm gonna look at Brenna and be like, do you understand anything that they're saying? Like,
she's just kind of standing there, her mouth kind of open, like, what the fuck? She looks at me and goes, no.
All
No.
right.
Ooh.
She starts digging through pouches, looking. No. There's something in here. No, I got nothing.
Like,
And I'm looking at Ophelia, listening to her, getting their reactions, and I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Huh. I'm just prattling on.
and then I'm like, tapping Ophelia, and I'm like, the book.
What about
I'm just looking at her, but
Wait. Oh yeah, do I still have the book? Who has the book?
Yeah,
You have the book.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, yeah, this book.
I'm like,
Is that the language from the book? But
Oh.
open it up.
Yeah.
Maybe see if you can read or
So
something.
yeah, so I'm gonna open the book.
All right, roll investigation check.
Well, that's delightful. Hold please. Yeah, the 20.
There you go.
that's what she
Oh,
gets
well,
for that 20.
There we go.
So yeah, you open the book and you're frantically flipping through the pages, hoping that whatever babbling you have is the same babbling in the book. It is not. But as you start to flip through more pages, you see more and more diagrams of strange creatures.
Ooh. Creatures.
One that you see, and only you see this,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
looks like that.
Oh Jesus, fuck balls.
I'm looking at the book with her.
Yeah, but she's the only one who investigated it. No, to you, it's all still kind of blurry and out of sight. Another one you see
Uh-huh. Oh
looks
no.
like that.
That is frightening.
I don't need you to roll another 100. D100 now? Just you, Ophelia.
I got a. Well, that's. So what is it when it's 100 and then 5?
So,
Be
100.
Read just 5.
Just.
Like, you can't go over 100, though, right? So,
Yeah, I always say if you roll a 0, that's 100. Anything over that is just 100. So we'll just say you roll 100. All right. Let's see here. This is going to last how long?
I thought that was like 15. No, 50.
No.
so the
Yeah,
10,
it would be
the 100 is
Got it.
Yeah, it'd be 105. So, but you can't roll over it. So that's why if you roll the double 0 on a percentage dice, you don't have to roll the second dice at all. If you roll it on like an 80 or anything, you do. All right. So
well,
8 times.
how would you roll a 1?
To roll a 1 on a percentage, because see, percentage dice, you can't roll a 1.
So that would be a 5%. That's 0, 0, and a 5. Would be a 5.
I'll let you guys decide. Do you want it to be a low number or a high number?
I mean,
100.
didn't one of them roll a 96 and got sleep
I want
paralysis?
it to be the 100.
You want it to be the 100. Okay, we're gonna let you. We'll let you do it. Okay, so just so you know, this is going to affect you for the next hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't.
And that effect is you pass out instantly. You cannot be woken up. You are basically in a coma.
I'm watching.
So you guys watch as Ophelia is flipping through the book frantically, babbling, and then she just hits the ground. She just crumples. You know she's alive because she's snoring, and you see her chest moving. But she doesn't respond to any touch, any stimulus, anything.
Yeah, Tersa will be doing full concussion protocol, like snapping his fingers, trying to get pupil dilations, all the medical jazz.
She's out. Completely unconscious.
Close it and put it in my bag.
As you touch the book and it's still open, you hear the humming in your head, and as you shut it, the humming goes away. But Ophelia's still out.
Put it in my bag. There's no good from this book. they're like,
Yeah, you got about another minute of the blah 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 blah. Blah.
So
So as this is happening, you do hear the wench starting to grind slowly as it's getting up to the very top, and it's struggling because again, you have Doggo and the Metal Bear Rosemary sitting on it. And as they reach the top of it, to where it's just getting to the point where it's starting to reach, they both jump off the lift and onto the area. Doggo comes running over to you. You can see in the look in his face is never again. Don't fucking do that.
I run up to him and I'm like, you're such a good boy.
Yeah, but all he hears at first is blah, 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 good boy.
You were such a good boy. You were such a good boy. And I'm just patting him and blah, blah,
Like,
blah.
did you say good boy? Are you talking
Yeah,
normally?
as you continually say good boy, it starts your speech comes back to normal.
I don't notice any difference.
Yes. But Tercel does.
They're like, okay, well, you got one person passed out and the other one's talking normal. Like, at least something's working out. What are we gonna do now, guys? We don't really have very good security here. We got a passed out monk and
Well, it's like,
no
I
clues.
can test fire by then, but I don't know how we're gonna get Megan.
Well, so we're like halfway to the
Or
smoke
Ophelia.
at this point.
At this point, you are about 100 feet below the outcrop where the black smoke is.
I don't know what you guys want to do. I mean, we could, if the lift working, I mean, that'd take like 4 hours to get somebody back to camp to put Ophelia somewhere warmer, but you could also attach her to the bear or something.
And Rosemary. They'll just stay warm. Rita and I will spider climb the rest of the way up.
So yeah, I didn't use my tent, so I guess I could set up my tent up here.
I packed my shit.
Yeah, I would assume that you guys packed everything up in the morning. You didn't leave. I mean, you left the tents that were there already, but you guys packed your shit back up, normal camping style.
Okay. Be like, yeah, if you guys are comfortable checking that out, I can stay down here and keep an eye on things.
As you guys are discussing that, you do see Brina is walking around looking, and she goes, or we could go in there. And there is a small alcove that only goes about 2 feet in, but you guys do see that about 2 feet in from that alcove, there is a rope ladder going up.
Goodbye, Brina.
Well, she takes her goggles off and goes, thank you.
Man, we like our NPCs in this game, that's for sure. Yeah, but that makes a ton of sense. It's
and Doggo. A rope ladder.
I could build something, but it would take most of the night to build. Like we could kind of camp off of this alcove here by the ladder and try that while I work on this.
Well, that's up to you, Brina.
No, it's up to you guys because I could just climb up there. It's your friend I'm worried about and your doggo.
I mean, it's a pretty defensible position. If you guys want to do your climbing again, I could start setting up camp while you're doing that, and then if you need to come back, we're ready to just relax or whatever.
All right. What are you guys gonna do?
Only 100 yards up there.
So I'll just go with Brina.
All right, you guys are just gonna climb the ladder up while everyone else stays down there and sets up kind of a tent camp area.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while that goes on, we will take a break. You will just keep sleeping away.
Keep on snoring.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Everyone use the bathroom, get drinks, and we'll come back for the next part.
She was conceived during the Battle of
Strap
Lebanon.
in. Can you change my character to a barmaid with plenty of tits to spare? She was conceived during the Battle of Led Zeppelin.
Stratty, we'll talk about that later.
I just said laugh out loud, and then I'm like, this shall be discussed.
There's a brand new one sitting here. Yes, I know. All right, we'll come back every week, everybody. Just a reminder, all streams this year, all for 2024, are Extra Life streams. If you click the link that pops up in chat, and you can donate to Extra Life, which I've discussed many times, is a charity that helps children's hospitals across the United States. My personal one is linked to Iowa City Children's Hospital, a place where my son Anakin had been to many times. So I've got to see the effects of children living in those hospitals and the joy and stuff that is brought by groups that do these things. So again, please donate, even if it's $1. You know, every dollar helps. Okay, and I know that this is a time of year where there are political fucking people asking for your money and stuff. Fuck all of them. Okay, especially in the United States. Fuck all the political. I'm done. There are no politics allowed unless they're gnomish politics. Other than that, like I said, I'm hoping that this week streams will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending on situations, especially if it does hit 100 degrees outside on Tuesday, there will not be a stream because my studio will be 120 degrees, and fuck all that shit. I am not built for that. I am too furry and too fat. So next movie, Too Fat, Too Furry.
So do you want to talk about
Stratman?
Stratman?
As much as you would love to have your character re-rolled as a girl, I may allow that because you missed it. Your character entered a void. I was going to discuss this at the end of the game, what you guys all witnessed, and so I will wait until D and Az get back. We are going a little longer than normal. I do not think that you guys will complete the one-shot today, so this will be continued when we get back, which again, we will not be back next Sunday, as all 4 of us will actually be at the Big River Steampunk Festival in Hannibal, Missouri. It's free to go, so if you can make your way down to Hannibal, Missouri, and see us there, stop by, get a picture, say hi, handshake, buy us a drink. Trust me, Az likes drinks, so buy me monsters. Blue ones, low carb, please. Gotta watch the figure.
Stratman says he's always in a void.
Yes, but you actually got pushed out.
He believes that it's pronounced Missouri.
It's not Missouri, it's misery.
It's misery.
We were just saying how we are running a little late. It is. I didn't realize it was already 1-ish. So, yeah. So you guys will not be completing this one shot today because you guys are barely a quarter into it at this point.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
So we will pick this up. We're going to continue a little bit longer, but then we will pick this up after we get back from the festival, which is good because I'm trying to get printout maps for the Tomb of Annihilation. They're just expensive. Someone told me that you can print them out at Office Max Staples as a blueprint. So I downloaded them and I got them already. And they're like, oh, you can't print color blueprints. I'm like, fuck me. So I got to figure out how to turn them to black and white to print them out because I really don't want to have to draw out the Tomb of Annihilation because it's 9 different levels. So it's a lot of work. So I'm okay with us if you guys have to do part 2 of this one shot. It'll become a 2-part one shot. But when we do end, I do have to explain to you all what happened to Stratman's character that you guys didn't realize. And maybe Stratty will get his wish and we will re-roll him as a very large endowed redhead female barmaid. And maybe she will be the daughter of a certain cleric? We'll discuss that at the end.
These things happen, okay? Wildlife we live.
Oh my
So-
God, it's fantastic.
I said maybe. Don't make this canon yet, okay? Because I quite like having Stratman being a naked gnome who shows up once in a while, especially because he's always.
You are creepy as shit.
Yes, I am. Thank you. You didn't hear it. It's just creepy as shit. Um, I like having Stratman be a naked gnome because he likes to call this nerd shit. So that's my way of getting back at him. And he's a very well endowed gnome. I mean, he's popular with the lady gnomes. Maybe. He may like the boy gnomes. We haven't really gone into that yet.
Oh no!
See how many times he calls this nerd shit. See where I really take it. Alright, so let's continue so we can get to a good stopping point for the day. Because like I said, I did not expect us to run this late. Alright, so when we left off, you're unconscious. You're helping with the doggo and the bear to build a camp-like area. Sarah and Bria, you guys are climbing the rope ladder. As you guys climb it, it is very structurally sound, but still scary as shit to be climbing a ladder that is inside of a small, drilled out circle that goes about 100 feet up. And you can't. Well, yeah, you're both small. So again, Karina's only 3.5 feet tall. So, as you guys make your way all the way up to the top, by now it is past midday. So the sun is starting to come into its final apex for the day. It's starting to come down even. You reach the top, and you two who are not there do not see this, so you do not know this. This only goes for Sarah and Brina. You climb to the top. The airship is there. It is crashed. You cannot tell how badly because you're just climbing up to see what was up there. It is definitely smoking. There's definitely wreckage strewn about.
See any
Not from a quick glance around. You guys aren't close enough to it. From the hole you guys come out, it's about 20, 30 feet away. So you come up, there's the edge of the cliff over here on this side, and about 20, 30 feet away this way is where the wreckage would be. So you kind of just, you both have kind of come out of the hole. You see that. There's more jaggedy cliffs and mountains going up around the side here. What would you guys like to do? Because remember, the rest of your party is down below, and you guys were mainly just going up to kind of see what was up there.
Yeah, I want to run up and see if I see anybody that could use some help.
All right. So you're going to go investigate? So as you walk up closer, the smell of burnt wood is very strong. As you get there, you see the airship. It is been crashed into a side of the cliff there. It is badly damaged. You not knowing much about gnomish technology would not know if it's still flyable. But from what you could think of it, no, it's fucked. Roll an investigation check for looking for dead bodies, live bodies.
19.
You do not see any bodies in your immediate area around the ship. You do see that there is a crew tent encampment kind of sent up close to the wreckage, but far enough away where like the smoke isn't going to be blowing into it. And there are strange ice slabs piled next to the airship. And these slabs are about 6 foot long and about 5 foot tall. And there's about 10 of them. And from where you're standing, you just see that they look like a greenish blue ice that has been perfectly carved out and then stacked.
Great. Make anything out of this?
She pulls out her goggles and puts them on, and you watch as she scans. And you see the little things going in and out, little sparks are shooting, some swirls. No, this is not our doing.
If you guys must have come here to collect anything, been ice.
No, this is not gnomish cutting.
You can get the ship up and running?
From out here, I don't know. I'd have to go inside and look at all the mechanisms to see. And then I'd have to check to see if frame structural. It could take me days to investigate that.
See nothing of human or gnomish.
No, you do not at the moment.
Brina, you wanna go in?
I think we should have the others with us.
Alright. Head back down the hole.
All right, so you guys climb back down the ladder very slowly. By the time you get there, the sun is setting. Tercel, Doggo, for all of his help, and Rosemary have set up a pretty crude little windbreaking area with a couple small tennis type things set up. You do see Ophelia is still asleep, out. A little bit of frozen drool dripping down the side of her face now. Do you tell Tercel what you found?
Of course. Yeah.
So Tercel, she explains to you the conditions, the stone slab or ice slabs that are up there.
And we're sure it's not a gnomish project. That was
That's what Brina.
As far as Brina can tell, she does not believe it is of gnomish.
maybe that coordinates with the book and the funky tongues you guys were using earlier. Maybe the expedition stumbled upon somebody else's work.
I hope we can find it.
Did it look like regular ice?
No, it was like green.
It's like a bluish green.
Somebody was collecting them or something. Kitty.
Wait, look.
Look, the demon cats have arrived from the water.
Captain Catapult has reached his final form.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to set up for the night and camp there then?
Well, yeah.
All right.
And Brina's gotta take the time to
Yeah.
get something that we're gonna be able to get.
Okay, so it will take Brina about 8 hours to construct a mechanism that will allow Doggo to get up. So, you guys cook some food, nestle in for a night's sleep. She obviously, since she will be up, Rosemary will be with her. They could take the watch all night because that's how long an 8-hour rest would be. As the sun hits below the horizon, I would like anyone who is conscious to roll a perception check.
She could be conscious.
Oh, no. She is unconscious for 8 hours. She's got 2 more hours.
I thought it was an hour.
8d10 is what I had to roll.
It was an hour for the
babbling.
Yeah, the babbling.
That is a dirty 20.
All right, both of you, as you're looking, as the sun settles down above you, where the wreckage is, you see a weird, eerie green light start to filter outwards. And then it just fades away as the sun goes all the way down below the horizon. You guys are in complete darkness now, other than the campfire that you guys have in front of you.
You don't see that every day.
So curious. My little happening. I climbed the ladder to peek.
Remember, it takes an hour to climb that ladder. By the time you get up there, it is pitch black out. That green light faded as soon as the sun went all the way below the horizon. So if you want to climb up there, you can.
I'm curious. I'm gonna go.
All right. So you climb up there and you get to the top. It is pitch black. There's no fires burning, just the smoke still coming off the air shaft. You see the outlines of the shapes of the slabs next to it. That's all you really see. But I do want you to roll a 100.
I'm just curious. Did anything change?
It seems to have changed that you can see. Like I said, it is rather dark.
9.
All right. So as you are looking around, you do start to notice there are some weird shapes that weren't there before. You see what looks like a creature moving, but it's
No.
disproportionate. And one of its arms seems to be writhing like a snake almost. As you kind of look away from it, you see another one. And this one is very misshapen. Like its head is over off the side of its arm, its arms out of its chest. As you kind of look away from that, you see Ophelia laying on the ground, her chest ripped open.
But I know that the feeling was devil.
I mean, an hour ago I was.
This is weird. And I'm going back down the ladder.
As you climb down the ladder, the rope changes to snakes as you're climbing, then changes back to ropes. You see these weird spider-like shapes crawling inside the ice all around you the whole time. Until
I've been sure it's here.
severe. For the next 2 hours, you are going to see delusions and illusions, and you have a disadvantage on all ability checks.
Disadvantage.
On all ability checks.
They're here.
They're here
How long?
for the next 2 hours.
Nookster.
Welcome in.
Hey.
Hey,
It's
everybody.
racing with a party of 6.
Oh, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome into our D&D game.
Raiders.
All right, so as
Fun night. I'm gonna go down to my tent. I'm gonna take a shot of fire whiskey and try to get some sleep.
all right, Tercel. Tercel, what are you doing?
Oh, I mean, I'm mentally
I'm
and
just seeing
physically
things.
exhausted.
You are. You.
I mean, if it looks like we're all pretty much camped out and Rena's up and about and taking a watch, I'm totally going to sleep.
All right. So as you guys all sleep, occasionally through the night, Tercel, you hear mechanical noises from Brina building whatever it is she's building. And she actually, it doesn't take her a whole 8 hours. So Rosemary takes over the watch as she goes to bed. It seems a rather peaceful night. At one point, D, you do finally wake up. You're in a tent. You don't know why.
This is not cool. I don't like this.
And other than that, the night seems to go by pretty quietly. As you all climb out of the tent in the morning, there is a strange statue that is completely encased in ice, standing in the middle of the campground that wasn't there the night before.
And I'm just like,
Fresh meat.
you guys see that too, right? I've been having visions of weird
Yeah,
shit.
Tursel's gonna be like half eyes closed, looking for coffee, and just like,
Mm.
what is that?
Do you see it too? Okay, I'm
All
just
right,
checking.
roll investigation checks. Those who are,
I'm out and running around.
I wouldn't say you're running around, but you are out.
Well, not running, but I'm like,
12.
pop open the things, like, what the fuck is going on? I don't.
17.
I rolled
All
a
right.
20.
So yeah, as you guys all stumble out, you do notice that Brina was already up and she's sitting there. There is coffee made. Again, gnomish coffee. So, but she is just staring. She has her goggles on. She is staring at the statue, which is what draws you all to look at it. As you guys get close to investigate, you realize it's not a statue. Inside of this ice, completely cased around it, is an illithid, frozen solid. Its hand pointing out, its finger pointing to the cave with the ladder in it.
So, Brina, did you see this arrive?
She goes, "No, I was hoping you did."
No. No. I wouldn't have trusted anything I had seen last night anyways.
She's like, "Rosemary's sensors don't even indicate that it was there until we woke up."
Um, we're all having
We all have a pretty good
She kind of
understanding
she
of
kind of
what's
looks
going
at you and
on.
goes, "We have different definitions of fun."
Sure we do. I drink your crap.
Yeah, Tursel's gonna go up and like ping, and like make sure that the outfit is properly secured in ice.
Roll an investigation check again as you get closer to it.
11.
So as you get closer and you go to tap on it, looking at that right in its face as you're tapping to make sure that that ice is thick, it doesn't look like it's alive. It is definitely frozen solid. But as you tap on the glass, its eyes open.
I will jump back as far as my human feet will take me and be like, that thing's still alive. Holy shit.
Creepy.
Holy shit.
Like, I'm all for just destroying the fuck out of this thing because I'm not messing with an illithid. You guys know anything about these things?
Um, you guys could roll a, let's see here. Let's just do a general knowledge check. So wisdom.
Nat 20 for me for 24.
No, a 8.
Okay, so again, we'll go from highest to lowest. Turtle, you do know about them. You have probably encountered one or two of them in your years of battles, as they have led numerous armies against forces. So you definitely at least know of their capabilities, know what they are. Sarah, you know the name Illithid. You have never seen one, and you've always been thankful from the boogeyman-like horror stories that have been fed to you your entire life. Ophelia, you know that they look like squid faces. And that's about where your knowledge of them stops. They're not something you were ever really taught or studied. So you just kind of like, yeah, it's a squid. We got it.
Yep.
The Turtle's gonna kind of point at this thing and look at Ophelia as kind of doesn't have the sense of appreciation that she should for what's standing in front of us. And on Turtle's gonna be like, remember how I told you that the fucking gnome airship killed a lot of people? That thing killed even way more, and it was just one of them. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm about to
Why
shoot
is
my
it in
pants.
the middle of our camp?
That's a good question. Why is
Why
it
is it
alive and a giant slab of ice would be another good one.
Why is it pointing at something?
We have a lot of questions.
Why didn't it attack us in our sleep?
Another excellent question. Why didn't
somebody boot this thing off the ledge?
I mean, did we free it? What if it doesn't die? What if it just shatters the ice and then it fucking comes up and squid eats
Maybe
us?
friend, even though it's enemy shaped.
No. No. I've seen what those guys do on the battlefield. I'll tell you that is not your fucking friend. There wasn't anything that had a friend that
Do
thing on the
not
battlefield.
boop the snoop.
No.
Is it because it's covered in tentacles and would be slimy?
Tersa, with your knowledge, you would know how an illithid feeds. Do you want to describe that to Ophelia, or would you like me to?
You go ahead. You'll do it more eloquently than I will.
So, Ophelia, imagine tentacles reach around your face, and you feel this pressure in the back of your skull as your skull is ripped open, and a small bit of your bone is basically eaten out, and then you feel this sucking noise as it sucks your brain out the hole until you hear all noise, and then at that point you're dead. And that's how an illithid feeds.
God, gross.
So,
Yeah,
And
why
that's all I
So,
need.
that was Tercel tells you that. I'm just going to give you the better description.
Yeah. Why the fuck is it in our camp? And why didn't they eat us?
So he's pointing towards the rope. I mean, we saw something kind of funky up there. No, the gnome didn't claim it, so.
I like how you treat that like a fart. Like, yeah, the gnome didn't claim that one.
Well, man, I feel like we're stumbling upon something pretty terrifying here.
Do we
I
know
guess
of
we
a
could.
way to keep this thing here?
Well, from your investigation, it doesn't look like it's going to be moving anytime soon.
Get here. Is it gonna come unfrozen after dark? Like, I'm scared.
Wait. How did it get here? How did it get frozen? Solid.
Well, I trust that. Let's see. Uh, Rosemary would have sensed it. Would have some kind of proximity alarm or whatever.
Yes,
So
and Brina already said that Rosemary's sensors did not detect anything moving into the camp.
This didn't come by natural means. This isn't something that was placed here. This is something either magical or psionic, or this is not. It's not a natural order.
Okay.
So we're getting closer to the issue, I'm sure.
So
And
Brina,
the
check
guy's
that
kind of very obviously pointing up the hill, so mountain, not
mechanism
hill.
stuff for you again?
Yes, I did. And she goes over and she pulls out what looks like some leather straps that will cross around Nikon's body. And then on the back of them are spider legs that shoot out. And they have little pitons that she shows you that tap into the wall and they heat up. And then the next one moves up, the next one moves up. Basically turning Nikon into Spider Dog.
Spider dog, does whatever a spider dog
Hopefully
does.
this could be better than me just casting a spider coin on him.
It should be.
Tersel's going to
No.
get right in Negan's face and be like, "Don't pee on the illithid."
Yeah.
Please don't. Don't.
No.
No.
Why don't you roll for Negan? Just roll a 20 and we'll just to see what his general attitude is about that statue. 5? Yeah, he's scared.
Okay.
He won't go near it. Every time he looks at it, he kind of something about it definitely sets him off.
You say we get up the ladder. Let's pack up our camp and get the fuck out of here.
All right, so you guys take the time, pack up everything.
Take my time.
You're still taking the time to do it. So I'm going to say about an hour passes. You guys get the camp packed away, the harness hooked up. You guys watch as you can go ahead and start climbing the wall first because you guys want to make sure he's able to do it. You watch as Rosemary stands up on her hind legs and just starts to hover up there. And you see like heat radiating from her feet as she's doing it. It's kind of propulsing her slowly up the thing.
We got
So, like-
Spider Dog, we got Iron Man Bear.
Pretty much.
What other superheroes are going to show up at this point?
I love it. That
The
is
fun thing is that is actually an artificer boot I can make, our propulsion boots for
Oh, nice.
you. So yeah, I looked at that as things that Brina could have made you, and I was like, I could give you an Iron Man suit. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna ever do that for you yet.
That's too much.
too much.
So
effort.
yes,
I'll
they
take
slowly
the
are starting to
coffee.
make their way up the hill. You guys start climbing up the rope. You guys takes about an hour or so for you guys to get up there. Just as Rosemary is making the top, Doggo comes a little slow after. He definitely has a look of he never wants to do this again. He's very much done with climbing. Please get this off of me.
Hey, was that better than going up the winch?
He kind of just looks at you, and you could tell that it's they both suck. No, stop, mommy. I don't want to do this
The
anymore.
overall answer is no.
Yes. So now you guys are all standing up there on the cliff top where the ship is. Like I said, so when you come up from the top of the hill, off to one side, we'll say the right side is the edge of the cliff that leads down to where you guys just were. Off to the left, about 30 feet away, is the wreckage of the airship. In front of it, you see the 4 ice
So we're missing one.
bricks. You see that there is a small camping set up area off to the side by that area. There are more cliffs that kind of come up, and these cliffs, you know, you're almost to the peak because at the top they kind of curve back at the very point. They kind of curve back inwards.
I look at Brina and I say, there were more. Those slaps.
She goes, "Yes, there were."
Brenda, do you recognize the camp? Is this a gnomish expedition thing, or?
Yes, this is more of my people's stuff, but those ice things are not ours. So as the smoke kind of blows in the wind there, revealing the ship and all of this, that is where we will call it today, guys. And we will pick up this one shot the next time we will be on, which will, again, we will not be back next Sunday as we will all be at the Big River Steampunk Festival because we are not letting Ophelia guide us to it. We have Google Maps.
Yeah.
So we will
Much
make
more
it
reliable.
much more reliable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody coming in. I am going to go into the studio and see if there's anyone we could raid out to real quick. In the meantime, you guys say bye to everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye. Thanks for the raid.
Yeah, thanks for the
Yeah.
raid.
Yeah.
The
The Nookster.
The
Nookster's
Nookster.
cool. Yeah, we love Nookster. Do, 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 do. Yeah. And if you ever do listen to the Nookster, she has a very pleasant reading voice. She does
Oh, yeah.
delightful jobs. Yes. Yeah.
All right, we are going to raid out to Axiomat, who is doing a really cool weekend. So we're just going to jump in and check out what he's been doing. He is a really great streamer, really funny, great content creator. So we will raid out to him here in a second, and then we will talk to you guys off camera.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Woohoo!
Oh my shit out of it. There's so much for rain. Well, we're just gonna see you. Where are you streaming next up? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think I talked about it a little bit earlier. I didn't really plan on it looking like this. I always. Oh,